Hi, Francis Walsh here with thedigitalmerchant.com, and today we're going to be looking at IRS Plus and doing a full review of its suite of financial and tax consulting services. We're going to focus particularly on its ERC service. We're going to look at its other services as well, and we're going to have a look at some of its competitors in the space and see what we can recommend. I've done quite a bit of research for this video, and on that basis, I would strongly recommend IRS Plus for any small to medium business that's seeking tax credit relief. There's quite a lot of money to be claimed back here if you know what you're doing, but sadly, many small and medium enterprises simply don't. So it's kind of worth your while letting a third party handle it for you if you can. So the ERC tax credit, it was a payroll tax credit introduced under the CARES Act in 2020. It rewards businesses that kept employees on during the pandemic, specifically during 2020 and 2021. It's potentially very lucrative, but the IRS has been flooded with claims of late. There's been a big backlog of claims, and they've also been dealing with a lot of exaggerated claims, and they have openly stated that they are auditing a lot of these and they are cracking down on people who have been taking advantage of the system. So this is basically where IRS Plus comes in. They specialize in handling ERC claims and take full responsibility for any mistakes. If anything goes wrong, they cover the financial liability. They'll also complete the process much more quickly than you'd be able to by yourself, and they determine eligibility quickly and for free. They also typically come in 25 to 30% cheaper than competitors. And at a time when everything is getting more expensive across the board for businesses, who doesn't love to hear something like that? So if you're not sure whether you're ERC eligible, and you want to find out, or you just don't feel comfortable taking care of it all yourself, I'd strongly recommend IRS Plus. There's a lot of money to be recovered from ERC, but only if you do it right and you don't want to take the risk. So that's kind of ERC. Now we're going to move on now and have a look at some of the other services that they offer. The first one I looked at is the SETC, or the self-employed tax credit. This is one that's kind of close to my own heart. I'm a self-employed person myself. So basically how it works is if you're self-employed and you missed work due to COVID-19, whether because of the virus itself or because you were taking care of someone who had it, you can get up to $32,220 as a tax-free refund check. Unfortunately, like ERC, it has been the target of a lot of fraudsters. And even aside from that, it is quite difficult. The filing process is quite complex and it's difficult to navigate if you're not a tax expert, which most freelancers and self-employed people are not. So again, probably a good idea to let IRS Plus handle it on your behalf if you're not exactly sure what you're doing. The next one I looked at then is the Provider Relief Fund. This is targeted at healthcare businesses specifically. So any healthcare business that suffered losses because of COVID-19, and there are many of these, can benefit from a credit here. Like the other credits we've mentioned, it's a little bit complex and it comes with audit risk. IRS Plus does a great job of letting potential claimants know whether they might be eligible, indicating how much a claim might be worth, and taking care of all the other little tricky bits that can arise. Then let's move on to the R&D, or research and development tax credits. This is the first one we've looked at that's not specifically related to COVID. So this is an annual tax credit, meaning that if you were to qualify for it, you would potentially be getting an annual payout. What's interesting about this is that I feel like a lot of businesses don't really know that they are qualified for it. If you do any kind of research and development in your business, and this could be something as simple as just developing a piece of software to help with your processes, then you may be in line for tax relief here. Again, the filing process can be quite difficult and you don't want to get it wrong. So the best thing to do if you're in this position and you're not sure what to do is likely to contact a third-party provider. IRS Plus has a lot of experience in this area. It's helped a lot of clients successfully claim back R&D tax credits. So it's probably worth your while going for free initial consultation. Then the next one we're going to look at is the Work Opportunity Tax Credit. This is a particularly interesting tax credit. It comes as part of the business tax credits and incentives suite of services that IRS Plus provides generally. How this specific one works basically is that if you hire employees from certain backgrounds, such as we'll say veterans or long-term unemployed individuals, you can get a tax credit based on this employment. Again, a huge number of businesses seem to have no idea they might be entitled to this. So IRS Plus provides a great, really useful service here. And as I said, this is just one among a number of business tax incentives that IRS Plus specialize in and can help you to claim. Now, aside from this and these specialized credits, IRS Plus also offers help with a lot of general tax financial services. This includes tax planning, compliance help, wealth management, and plenty of others besides. You can see a full list of them here. I'll just use the drop-down menu. So yeah, we have business tax, individual and family tax, international tax. There's quite a number of them listed here. If you want more information, you can visit the website and click into the individual pages. To be honest, based on my research, I didn't really see what the USP was here, or what IRS Plus's USP was here. If you have a CPA who already takes care of these things for you and you're not in desperate need of a change, it might be better off sticking with your existing provider. I'm not exactly sure why you would go with IRS Plus here as opposed to someone who is more used to dealing with these kinds of general issues. But in general, I have to say I was really impressed with IRS Plus and its suite of services, particularly the more specialized tax credit stuff. If you're looking for help with something like this, I'd strongly recommend reaching out and scheduling an initial consultation with them. It is risk-free. It is there's no upfront fees, so there's no risk to you for doing so. So now we'll look at some of their competitors. So the first one I looked at is called Omega Accounting Solutions. This is a big player in the ERC space, and its biggest selling point really is the speed with which you can recover money if you work with Omega, and particularly if you're an existing client of Omega, because they offer bridge loans. So they will essentially lend you money up front pending the clearing of your claim. Because there's a big backlog of claims at present, this can be quite useful. A lot of people have been waiting a year or more to see their money from the ERC filings just because of the backlog of claims. So if you're stuck for money and you think you might be eligible for ERC, it might be worth reaching out to Omega for a consultation. However, loans cost money, they come with interest, and also the consulting fee with Omega does seem to be more expensive than with IRS Plus. Their pricing structure is a little bit opaque. It's not exactly clear how they charge, but IRS Plus typically does work out cheaper. So unless time is of the essence, I would recommend going with IRS Plus. The next one I looked at in the ERC space is called Innovation Refunds. These are a highly respected provider of ERC services, but unfortunately, because of the ongoing IRS moratorium on new claims, as you can see at the top here, they're not currently assisting with new ERC claims. And because the deadline for filing is coming up soon, it's in April of this year, it's probably better to go with a company that is currently providing claims, such as IRS Plus or maybe Omega or someone else. And then the last competitor I checked out is called Bottom Line Savings or Bottom Line Consulting. This is a company that's been around since 2009, providing a suite of tax and financial services. It's got a lot of respect in the large cap market. It's worked with a lot of respected Fortune 500 companies. So if you're a larger Fortune 500 company and you are looking for a service provider that specializes in that kind of area, it might be worth your while looking at Bottom Line Concepts. Obviously, bigger companies have different processes, and so they might be better suited to your needs. However, I would say that IRS Plus is probably a more budget-friendly option for small and medium enterprises. So that's basically the full review. In summation, I would highly recommend IRS Plus. I think they provide a great service, and I'm really enthusiastic about what they're doing for small and medium businesses in the tax relief space. So yeah, that's that. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.